Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you're watching this from. This is CEO Conversations with the founder of MyEcon, and he will be answering all of your questions direct. You're going to hear it direct from the source right after this. Welcome, and thanks for watching. Today is a special day, first of many CEO Conversations. My name is Chris Childs. I'm a top leader in the industry as well as a co-founder of Young Residual Millionaires Association. I'm sitting here with the founder of MyEcon as well as Mr. Phil Smith, my business partner and founder of Keys Open Doors. And today we're doing a special interview with Mr. Ivey Stokes. We wanted to do something special because you're one of the hottest companies out right now.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's a lot of confusion, so we wanted to get it straight from the source. But let me just start off with the disclaimer. Currently, at this moment, I am not a MyEcon representative, as well as my business partner over here, Mr. Phil Smith. And the reason we're doing this is for you guys, so you guys can get an unbiased interview. You know, this is not a biased interview at all. So that's part of the reason we wanted to bring in Mr. Phil Smith as well as myself. So at the end of the day, let's get started.
All right. Fantastic.
All right. So Mr. Ivey Stokes, you know, everybody knows about, well, people are finding out right now about MyEcon, but they don't know who's behind MyEcon. So that's why we wanted to sit down with you and actually figure out who is Ivey Stokes. Tell the people.
Okay. Well, personally, you know, first of all, I'm a proud husband, father, grandfather.
Okay.
So, you know, personally over the years, I've been very blessed in that arena. But when it comes to economics and finance, I'm a businessman. You know, I've been involved in the network marketing industry for almost 40 years. Started my senior year in college. Always wanted to own a business. Didn't have any money to get started, so I had $10. So I turned that into a insurance license and started selling insurance and then investments. Became a national sales director with A.O. Williams, which now everybody knows as Primerica.
That's right.
Had some tremendous success and earned a tremendous amount of income there. And then I decided to take those dollars and strike out on my own. So that's where we are today.
Okay, so that leads me to my next question. How long has MyEcon been around, and when did you start it?
MyEcon has been around for just under 14 years.
Okay.
And so during that, was very fortunate because day one we started with over 1,000 new associates because they had a great following, and we've had a tremendous amount of success because we have a platform that doesn't just talk about recruiting people and making money from commission sales and network marketing.
Okay.
Our big focus is showing people how to, in addition to making money from commissions and product sales, but to also be able to leverage their own money.
Okay.
Because, you know, there are proven financial principles that have helped people become millionaires over the years. And just being a networker does not negate that. You know, so we're going to have to do more than just make money if we want to be financially successful. And I'll go into that just a little bit more when we start talking about our products, but it's very important for, you know, as an example, a lot of companies want people to be networkers and just make money on commissions or to just make money on product sales. But, you know, if you're sitting there and you've got a perfect example is Excel Telecommunications. Great company, broke records in the industry. But if you had $100,000 monthly residual income, when the phone industry went away, Excel went away. Well, you know what happened to your income.
Exactly.
So if you didn't have diversified residual income from assets and investments, such as stocks, bonds, real estate, you know, then what happened to your income? You had to start all over from scratch.
Wow, that's true.
So you know, literally, there's more to this thing of financial success than just network marketing.
Okay, so I'm glad you mentioned that, and for all the viewers here, we put a twist to this interview. You know, I asked my business partner Phil Smith to come because we wanted that unbiased, you know, newbie to the industry of network marketing. Phil Smith is actually a real estate expert. here in Atlanta. And, you know, he's one of these people that, you know, that's looked at the industry of network marketing, but never really, you know, joined and did his thing.
Right.
So that's why we wanted to bring him and to get his perspective on things, you know, from somebody that has been looking at the industry, not really diving all the way in, because I know it's a lot of people that are just like you that are watching, and, you know, they can relate with you. So that's why we wanted to bring Mr. Phil Smith in. So with Mr. Ivey Stokes, could you please tell us, you know, as far as, and Phil, you follow me on this,
Absolutely.
you know, now for somebody that is, you know, not there's new to networking and things like that, but they wanna join my econ. What does the product do for somebody that just wants to use the product?
Okay, well, fantastic. We've got lots of traditional products in my econ, but our foundational product, our main product, is what we call our income shifting membership. And it's a membership that has 5 strategies with supporting software that helps people leverage their own cash flow.
Okay.
So, example, the first strategy in there is correcting a person's W-4. Well, you know, when people start jobs, you know, they are asked to fill out a form called W-4.
Exactly.
And the objective is to tell the employer how much money to take out of their paycheck for taxes. Well, unfortunately, the form has poor instructions, nobody helps, so most people fill it out incorrectly. So according to the IRS, they're leaving $200 to $500 per month on the table. So we show them how to correct that W-4, get that cash sent to them, and then use that cash to either invest or pay off debt, you know. So now they're leveraging their own cash flow.
Wow.
You know, and I've been in this industry for almost 40 years, and it doesn't matter what the company is, it doesn't matter what the product is. You've got 20% of people that can recruit and get customers, and you've got 80% of people that are not so good at that. So our strategy enables that person that's not so good at that to have positive cash flow and to be able to have a positive experience, and then sometimes even be around long enough that they can learn how to be good networkers or good salespeople.
Right.
So the second strategy in there is credit repair.
Okay.
We have a video series on how they can repair their credit. We've got the letters, the strategies, the concepts, so people raise their credit scores. You know, and you know, you have a lot of people out here buying things on credit with poor credit. You know, so they're paying a lot of money. Then the third strategy, of course, we have an app that they can track all of their tax records, you know, income, expenses, receipts, even mileage. You know, a lot of people get into networking and they're good at sales or marketing, but they don't know about taxes, and they're losing tremendous amount of their income. And then, of course, number 4, we have debt elimination strategy. And number 5, my favorite, is we educate our associates on how to be good investors. You know, because if a person's not investing, in my mind, they're not on their way to financial success.
That's true, right.
Because you want to have a diversified portfolio. You don't want to just have one stream of income that's based on commissions. And at some point, you're going to get to the point in your life where you're going to want to have that income without having to get up and go to work tomorrow.
You got that right. So with that said, you know, Phil, what do you think about what he's saying as far as that product? You think that's a strong product for somebody that's...
Absolutely. Well, today, Chris, I've learned so much in regards to the financial literacy components that are available for us. For someone who at one point in time used to play 0 or 1 on my tax form, I now have an understanding that there are additional dollars that are out there that I'm possibly missing out on that I've never known before. I'll be honest with you guys, you know, I'm not too familiar with the network marketing arena. I've always spent my industry experience in real estate and wealth management, for example, and doing life coaching, but this opportunity at hand is just great. You know, I'm a firm believer in your network is your network. You know, you hang around 4 rich people, you're bound to be the 5th, and in this case, there's 3 today. But with that being said, for those who are out there who have any challenges or who come from that corporate American background, self-employed, independent contractors, entrepreneurs, or folks in real estate like myself, this is an opportunity for you to leverage your network. You already have that book of business, get an understanding of the financial literacy components that are out there, and also get compensated for your work efforts. So I think this is amazing.
Strong. Well, okay, well that leads me to my second question. So as far as, you know, you've been in business for almost 14 years now, right? So do you have somebody that's been with you, you know, as an active rep in the company that's still with you right now and making residual income?
Absolutely. I'm always very happy to say that I've got the first associate that I ever brought in business.
Wow.
But we have hundreds of people, if not thousands, but just thinking about it, we have hundreds of people in our business that started with us day one and made great residual income. As a matter of fact, one of my great friends in Washington, D.C. area, Spencer McCapper,
Okay.
he's been with us since day one. And he's had, and I'm very proud of him because he's had, and happy for him because he's had a lot of medical problems and other things. As a matter of fact, he even had a kidney transplant. And we kid him all the time because when he was out in the hospital with the kidney transplant, his residual income went up. And so we tell him he should go back and get another one, So that's, so that's great to just have an experience like that. He's a great networker, has a big downline and has a 6-figure residual income.
Wow.
And we've got many of our associates in that position. But we also have a young lady up in Athens, Georgia. You'll see her, Miss Jeanette Butler. She's out on the web. And she's been with us since day one.
Okay.
She's a nurse by trade. She's never been a great networker. She's probably never made $5,000 in commissions in our business since she's been in. But she's a validated debt-free millionaire today.
Wow.
Because she used a strategy.
Wow.
Changed her W-4 for herself and her husband. Took those dollars, a few dollars she was making in the business, minimized her taxes, paid off all of that real quick.
Really? Okay.
Took those dollars and she's been investing, and now, and she invests in mutual funds because that's what, I'm into.
Okay.
And today, she is a validated debt-free millionaire. So we have people that's been with us day one that are totally financially successful. Some of them are millionaires. And they've done it both ways. They've done it through being great networkers, but they've also done it through using the principles in combination with networking, which is the way for most people to do it.
Right.
Because the reality of it is, everybody's not good at sales, and everybody doesn't even want to be good at sales.
Right.
But everybody wants to make more money.
That's true.
And proven financial principles were here before network marketing.
That's true.
So that's what my econ is based on.
Quick question, Mr. Ivey. What would you say to those that are out there who may have concerns or objections stating like, I'm not a network marketer, I don't have that social media influence or those connections or book of businesses? How could they overcome those objections? Or is there an opportunity for them just to receive the product as a whole, not take the business side?
Well, I literally hear people say things like that every single week that I'm in business. and what I tell them is, I said they don't understand.
Okay.
You see, people have this misconception that in network marketing you recruit people, but you really don't. See, recruiting people is like trying to convince somebody against their will to do something. You actually attract people in this industry. So example, I bring somebody into business, they're working a job, they're making a living, but they want more cash, and they want to be financially successful. They don't have a lot of cash. So we show them how to correct their W-4.
Exactly.
So maybe they pick up $300 to $500 in new cash flow. Now they take that cash flow and start paying off their debt, or take that cash flow and up their 401k or their retirement investing, and they're telling a friend. Or the friend sees that their mood has changed because they were struggling, but now they're happy. And they say, well, what's going on? Well, I ran into this company that showed me this strategy. I did this, and now, I'm paying off my car faster or whatever. Then the friend says, well, how do I do that? See, it's not about sitting down with somebody trying to convince them that you need to get in a business and go out and recruit people and try to convince people against their will to do something. Everybody wants financial success. Everybody wants to improve their finances. So it's really about a company having a positive effect on people, and then those people that they did that with attracting their friends and their associates and the people they run into who want to do the same thing. So anybody really can succeed in networking, whether they're strong recruiters or whether they're not so strong, but they can use the principles. Because these principles that we teach in my econ, they're used on Wall Street every day. And they have made people millionaires for many years, even before my econ existed.
Wow.
And so that's what I bring to the table in my econ, which is making us a household name out there versus other companies, is that we bring the financial principles that we need in our lives anyway to the network marketing industry. We've joined those things.
Okay.
Whereas most companies are just talking about a product or service and sell.
That's true.
Which is nothing wrong with that, but it's not the ultimate.
Okay.
Love it, sir. I mean, I have to say, you teaching us financial literacy as a whole is a great opportunity for the community itself, especially being a young millennial like myself and Chris here. We both have our businesses, like I mentioned, in the real estate, the industry expert in hand, but what would you say to those millennials who are watching right now who don't understand the importance of financial literacy or still living under the comfort of their parents? What would you say to motivate them or give a recommendation for their future so that they can also live a life of success 10, 20, 40 years from now?
Okay. Well, it's really easy. Number one, as I said earlier, I'm a proud father. So obviously I have kids that are young adults that are now millennials. Okay. And then I was once, even though it's hard to believe, they didn't call us millennials, but I was once in my 20s. And so it's real simple to me. Everybody wants to have fun, chase their passions, make some money, and enjoy life.
Right.
It's no different today than it was 30 years ago, 40 years ago. So to do that, we need some more money, right?
Exactly.
So maybe they're working their job, and they realize, okay, that if all I do is this 9 to 5, then they don't have a vision of how they're going to be able to travel and enjoy life, or and not even so much retire, but enjoy life now.
Exactly.
So we show them how to leverage their own money. So let's say that you've got a millennial out there, they got a job that's making $50,000 a year. I was right, number could be 40, whatever the number.
Exactly.
The bottom line is they've got $5,000 to $10,000 a year being taken out of their check for taxes.
Yeah.
Okay, so they make $50,000. That's $100 a month.
Yep.
Okay, but they bring home $2,800.
That's true.
That's the reality. Okay. So what do we do with that person? Well, we come in, we show them how to correct it before they get $300 a month, $400 a month. But even more so, they start a business that's digital, that's virtual. You can do it anywhere. So they want to go to Vegas. Okay, so set up some appointments in Vegas. Set up some meetings in Vegas.
Okay.
Get some business cards. Go to Vegas and prospect. And guess what? While you're in Vegas working, you're also in Vegas having fun. Okay. Or you want to go to the beach. You want to go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
You see, that's called leveraging, because now you're working and playing at the same time. But because you're working and playing at the same time, it's tax deductible.
That's true.
So dollars that would have gone to the government for taxes at the end of the year stay in your pocket, and you're getting to enjoy life right now. You see. So some of you out there that are millennials, you probably realize that. They didn't call us millennials, but I was once 25 years old.
I understand. Okay.
Absolutely.
So, part of the reason we wanted to do this interview is sit down with you, Ivey. First, I do have to thank you for just giving us this time, because Mr. Ivey Stokes is a very busy man.
It's my pleasure.
So, for you to fit us in the schedule is big. But, it's a lot of people that are confused, and that's really where I'm getting these questions from. It's people that are online, and just like, hey, I told them I would be doing an interview with you, and they're like, well, ask them this, ask them that, So one of the questions was, people are confused, a little bit confused about your comp plan.
Okay.
So could you simplify that in the biggest and the easiest way you could?
Sure, absolutely. We've got a unique comp plan that comes from the perspective that I'm a networker. I still network. I still get paid in the comp plan. Okay, even though I'm the founder of the company. And what our comp plan does is, number one, it multiplies the income. See, typically in a network marketing business, you sign up and you recruit somebody, okay? So now that new person, you've got to help them, or what people would call train them.
Exactly.
Okay, so you're splitting income with them. So now you're not spending your time recruiting more new people. You're spending your time training them, but your income is going down.
Okay.
Because when you recruit that person, then the next person, they need your help. Yeah. So you're recruiting down, but the people are all staying with them. So in our business, we have what we call a coding program on the front end.
Okay.
Okay, you recruit, let's say you get your first 2 recruits in our business, you become an EVP. That's the first leadership position. You bring in Bill. Okay, so now you get a $35 commission on Bill. You have Bill get 2 people.
Yep.
Okay, but now you're going to split income with Bill on those 2 people.
Okay.
Okay, and then those 2 people bring in 2 people each. You're going to split income forever on that. So it keeps bringing, so you're not in a position as a leader that you're having to chase new personal recruits every day. You can simply become a trainer and a motivator. And because you're splitting commissions in that coding system, it multiplies that income to the leader.
Wow.
Okay, that's the first big aspect of our business, besides being low cost and digital. The second aspect is, typically in the network marketing business, when your downline goes down, you get paid less. Okay, well, to me that doesn't make a lot of sense because I've been a networker. So what happens is we pay you more as your downline gets bigger. Not just more because it's bigger. In other words, as an example, EVP Platinum, EVP Infinity in our business, who gets $7 residual income on every active membership. Even on the first level, the second level, the third level, the fourth level, the fifth level, they still get that. Okay, so we made a comp plan that's created to help leaders maintain, because leaders build network marketing companies. Okay, we want new reps, but let's face it, a leader that's been around 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, they add more value to the company. So we give them the advantage in the marketing plan.
Wow. So you do have a situation, you mentioned that you'll get paid on your business, book of business pretty much forever. So,
absolutely.
So how does that part of your comp plan work? I think I've seen something about affinity bonuses maybe?
Yes, we have infinity bonuses where our basic comp plan pays 5 generations, but then we have infinity bonuses where once you get to EVP Infinity or CEO Infinity, then you have additional bonuses that you get paid forever on that, and residual. So, that's very important because, being a network in other companies over the years, I've always felt like, hey, I'm an independent contractor and I'm a businessman, so I pay my expenses just like the company. So I don't think the company should be the only entity that gets paid on everything. To me, we're business. The independent rep is a business owner also.
Wow.
So we are, what I call the network marketing company.
Well, I was a little, I'm a little, you said that the person that's working your business is a business owner also, right?
Absolutely.
See, it's a lot of CEOs out here in network marketing companies that might not feel the exact same way.
Right.
They kind of, it's just, some companies feel like, and you elaborate, you tell me, your thoughts on it, but from my point of view, my perspective, it seems like some companies, if you join them, they want you to pretty much, they're like they own you. They own you. It's like you, as you sign as an independent contractor, but that's 1099.
Right.
So I'm still independent employee. Yes, self-employed. But if you're working with a company, they kind of feel like they own you. Have you experienced that?
Yes, I've experienced that. Especially back when I started networking. That's the way most companies operate, and even today, many companies operate that way. But to me, the word independent means independent. So if I'm an independent contractor, I'm working from my home, I'm paying my own expenses, I go out and rent hotel rooms, then I should be able to, as long as I'm not in the company doing something to their company, I should be able to work as many companies as I want.
Right.
Why not if I'm independent? It just makes good business sense to me.
That's true. So that leads me to my next question, because, there are companies, and, I know it's a lot going on online, but there's companies that might offer, let's just say, for instance, the roadside assistance platform or product that you have, right?
Okay.
So there's companies that might offer, not exactly, but maybe, roadside assistance is pretty common. A lot of people add that on to what they're selling too, as far as products and stuff. So if you have a company, what's your thoughts on somebody that's part of a rep with your company, but then they have a roadside assistance company that they do as well?
Okay.
Do you have a problem with that?
No, I don't have a problem with that at all, because here's why. If someone sends me a good book of business, okay, then we got paid, right?
Right.
And then if I pay them their commission on it, then they got paid, right?
That's true.
So, our position is, you send us good business, we pay you. If you send somebody else good business, then they should pay you. So we don't have a problem with that at all.
Wow, that's strong. That's strong. So now, back to your comp plan question, right? is there, like, does your comp plan max out at a certain amount, or you know, it's no maxing on your comp plan? Is it unlimited to where you could, if you work it all the way, then you'll be able to go all the way?
Well, no, it doesn't max out. As a matter of fact, I am very proud to say that I'm 59 years old. And I plan on networking and building a bigger personal commission for many, many years in the future.
Wow.
So I'm just getting warmed up.
Wow.
And I get paid on our marketing plan. So on our comp plan, I get paid on that. So no, it doesn't max out at all.
So
we have unlimited width and unlimited depth.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
definitely bad with
Right. So
Now, let me get back to, you know, just on the common research, you know, when you go to the Better Business Bureau, right, for MyEcon, they have a Larry Gates listed as CEO.
absolutely.
Explain Larry Gates' role and his relationship with you.
Okay, well, Larry Gates has been my friend for since 1987 when I met him, so that's what, 30 plus years. But Larry is actually the CEO of MyEcon. I'm the founder of MyEcon, but Larry is the CEO. We've got another founder, Mr. Alvin Curry. Okay, and you know what I am best at is recruiting, training, motivating, and teaching people. So that's what I spend 85 to 90% of my time doing in MyEcon. Because the bottom line to me with a marketing company, the most important skill you have to have is the ability to build and lead a team.
That's true.
And so I'm out in the field the whole time. As a matter of fact, I want to give a shout out and give some honor to someone that I think a tremendous amount of. And I learned that from Art Williams,
Wow.
the founder of A.O. Williams,
Yeah.
who obviously, you know, there's never been a greater business builder in this country.
Shouts out to Art.
But if you go back, you'll see that Art Williams was not the CEO of his company.
That's true.
He hired CEOs, and what he did is he went out in the field and he trained and built and led people. And so I learned directly from Art sitting in a room just like this. And so watching that was a great event in my life.
Wow. That's strong. So now, you know, just like any other company, when you go viral on the internet and everybody's talking about you online, you'll have the critics, right? You'll have the critics.
Sure.
And it comes with its plus and negatives at the end of the day. So what do you say to the critics that say, well, I don't know, this MyEcon thing, this might be a pyramid scheme or some kind of scam or something, right? What do you say to those people?
Well, after, to be honest, after I finished laughing, you know, because let's look at some facts, okay? Number one, 80% of the people in America fall behind financially.
That's true. Okay.
68 million people have poor credit. 80% of people have something bad on their credit. 69% of Americans have less than $1,000 in the bank. Okay, so we're talking about the wealthiest country in the world that controls 25% of the world's wealth, but we're talking about 70, 80% of people have little to no money or wealth. And we teach financial principles that change that. Okay, I was born poor in South Georgia with my 5 brothers, 5 sisters, and a wood frame house that rained outside and rained inside. Left there, went to Georgia Tech, was still broke.
Wow.
I got buddies that went to Georgia Tech, great institution, they still broke.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go in and we show this person who's got less than $1,000 or very few dollars in investments, how to change their W-4, their money, not our money, their money, something that they've been missing for years. So let's say they get $500 a month. They take that money and start putting it into their retirement account. So now at the end of the year, they got the $6,000 plus interest. But more importantly, that $500 a month, which was $6,000 a year, lowered their taxable income by $5,000, which saved them, they're in the 25% bracket, which would save them $1,500 on taxes. So for somebody to say, okay, I took my money, or they took their money in this case, that the IRS was holding, that they got zero on, and I invested it, and the government gave me $1,500 in the form of tax savings, of cash in my pocket. And that's a scam based on what?
Wow.
And then somebody's got a 670 credit score, and they think they're doing well, so they're paying 8 or 9% on a car loan, when people with 750 pay 3%. Or, you know, so when we go through this whole scenario, we have to realize who's doing the talking.
Right.
You see, financial principles are financial principles. They're proven. They've been around for years and years and years. And what we have to do is we have to implement the principles that the wealthy use to get wealthy. And that's what my econ teaches.
Wow.
You see, because even if we took the name my econ off,
Exactly.
if Ivey Stokes was removed, and you change your W-4, you grow your cash. You improve your credit score, you can borrow money at less cost and lower your borrowing costs and generate more cash flow.
Sure.
You minimize your taxes, you got more cash to invest. You make good investment decisions, and you grow your wealth. So those things are just facts. Now, where do you learn how to do those things for $34.95 a month, and then deduct that and let the government pay that bill? So, so after I finish laughing and having some fun with people who think that way, then the compassionate Ivey would say, okay, now let me help you.
Wow.
Because then people, obviously, being in the wealthiest country in the world and not having wealth, it's kind of bad.
It is.
Right.
It's kind of bad. It's kind of bad, right?
The 1%.
Right. It's kind of bad.
So now let's say, because at the end of the day, with this viralness that's going on, of course you're going to get rapid growth, right?
Sure, absolutely.
Growth that maybe in the beginning of the year you might not have planned for, maybe, right? Or it wasn't, because you can never plan viralness, pretty much, right? So you never know when it's just going to pop off.
Right.
So now that it's just pretty much popped off. You've been around forever, and that's another reason we had to do this interview, because some people think this is a startup. This is 13 years, can't be a startup.
Right.
Now, for the rapid growth, do you have capital reserves for the rapid growth to be able to sustain it?
Oh, absolutely. When I started the company, we started the company to grow. My goal is to grow my econ to 1 million active associates. Okay?
Wow.
So it's pretty easy to sit down and figure out how much cost you need to do X. Because remember, we only have a 120-day turnaround on our capital. Okay, so somebody come in, they pay $35, we pay out $100, we got $65 out there. Well, we know that at $35 a month, okay, $34.95 a month, best case, we got a 60-day turnaround. And we got the $65 back.
Got you.
Okay. Worst case, we got a 120-day turnaround. Okay, so that's pretty simple math. But the bottom line, if we didn't have any growth in our business, if we didn't have do any business at all, we could operate our business for 3 years. So, so in reality, the more growth we have, the more capital we make. The more profits we make and the more capital we'll have on hand. Because we only got a 60 to 120-day cash turnaround. So, I mean, if a company can't, turn cash, if they can't make it turning cash in 60 days,
you got a point. I mean, and see, that's the thing. You're a businessman, and you know how to run a business.
Oh, that's right. That's pretty much what's going on.
Okay.
So it looks like something totally different to the general public because they don't understand our business model.
Exactly. Yeah.
But when you understand the business model, it's a 60-day to 120-day cash turnaround. That's cash.
Wow. Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. And for all my realtors, insurance brokers, auto dealers, this is the perfect time for you to definitely look into this opportunity at hand. Me being a real estate expert, I see the value tremendously for the simple fact that clients are always going to be credit challenged. And typically in this industry, we tend to have to send them off to someone else to have to get their credit repaired. But imagine if you were that point of contact to help them get their credit repaired, help them adjust their W-4, shift their income. That would be a great opportunity for you to build that longevity and that loyalty with that client, and then turn that into a closed deal. So that's something you guys should look into. On the auto dealer side, I definitely agree at hand. Too many clients are coming in here with 20 and 30% interest rates. I know they can get a car, but why allow them to get a car at that interest rate? Let's help them out. Financial freedom is key, and the fact that this opportunity is here, it's only positive for us to go out and spread it to the masses. So I'm excited to hear this today.
Absolutely. And one other thing I'd like to add is my econ is 100% debt free.
Wow.
We have never borrowed a dime. We're totally debt free. So,
Wow.
and I'm one of the most conservative people you'll ever meet
Yeah.
financially, and because my whole goal in life is to be financially successful, which I've been able to do for many years, but help many other people do that. Our goal is to create 1 million millionaires using financial strategies and financial principles.
Okay. So now I had some questions from some people that are already in your business, right?
Okay.
Now, if you could, one of the questions they had let's bring everybody to where we're at with as far as like your product has, I think it's 5 or 4 main, education. You break it down.
Yeah,
into
we have 5 strategies.
Okay.
And then and supporting software.
So could you go through those 5? Well, just basic, not go through it.
Sure.
Okay. But just, even if you just, this is a strategy, this is a.
Yeah, it's all inside the income shifting membership. Okay, so when a person get in my econ, they pay the $34.95 for the membership. Inside that membership, they have correcting the W-4, which we mentioned. Okay, so and then we have, and the IRS has software, so they're correcting it on the IRS software. Okay, so it's not like they're using my econ stuff. Then we have credit repair. We have the plant trading platform for that. Okay. And not only just to repair credit, but to build it and maintain it. Okay, helping a person with 620 go to 680, but taking that 680 down to 750. Right. And higher. Okay. And then of course we have the app and software where they keep all of their tax records. Gotcha. Okay, so that's 3 of the cash flow streams. And then we have the debt elimination software. Okay, put your information in, tell you which debt to pay off first, and the quickest way to get it paid off. Okay. And then number 5 is investment education, where we talk about strategies, concepts, and most of all terminology, just so you know what's out there. So that's our income shifting membership. Then we have other ancillary products, discount products that we market. We have identity theft. We have a discount mall. Everybody's shopping online. Well, if you're going to shop online, why not at least get some payback on your shopping, or leverage other people get paid on theirs? So we have a mall. We have travel with just about every major carrier out there. Okay. So that's our, and just a whole other core of products and services out there that we market retail.
So, and one of the questions that I had, following your answer, was one of your reps was asking, are you open to making the back office a little bit more user friendly? They said that it might be a little confusing when they're logging in. Or coming from the top, are you open to something like listening to the field and making things user friendly for the field?
Absolutely. I listen to the field all the time. As a matter of fact, we have Infinity conferences. We do it by phone or we do it in person every single month. Okay. I tell people, everybody in my econ has my phone number and my email address. You got something hot, send it to me. Wow. I get it to the guys, they look it over. So my interest is I'm just like an athlete. I just want to win. So whatever we got to do to win, that's what we do. And many of the things that we have put in my econ have come from the field.
Oh, really?
So we didn't accidentally. It wasn't because of anything that I know, but we didn't accidentally go viral on the web.
Gotcha.
Okay, that's because we have leaders and associates in our company that's giving us input to help us do that.
Wow.
Next question. The youth being unaware of the importance of credit and the challenges that are currently out there once being into the real world, will you be open, or are there any current opportunities for you to educate the youth via programs or any type of academy of that nature?
When you say youth, are you talking under 18?
Under 18 to be exact, when I say youth.
Well, they're going to be at my econ tomorrow, so the answer to that would have to be yes.
Yeah, right. That's great.
Now you got to start preparing ahead of time, right? So, that's the bottom line.
Wow.
And so that's always, we're always open. I'm open to, as a matter of fact, I went to a class in Miami maybe 2 months ago and taught a bunch of 8th graders about investing in finance.
Really? Wow.
And then they did so once we'll have the results on that here next Monday, as a matter of fact, is who won. We put up a reward for the 3 people who had the best ideas in terms of starting a business.
Wow.
So once we do that, maybe we can do a little short video
Short
follow-up.
type of thing.
Yeah, absolutely, helping them start. Yeah, so that's what's all about.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we're open to that in many ways, and we've already done some of that.
All right, so wrapping up, one thing I do want to mention or just ask. Right now, can you give us like maybe a roundabout on what your top income earner is making?
Yeah, we've actually got 2 7-figure income earners in my econ. We have many high 6-figure earners in my econ, and the sky's the limit.
7 figures
Yeah.
meaning $1 million.
Yes, $1 million.
$1 million.
Yeah, that's annual income,
Okay.
and and the sky's the limit.
Right.
I mean, it's, and the bottom line is, I always say that my econ has the greatest market potential of any company that I know of, because the bottom line is, a lot of companies got great products and services.
Sure.
Okay, but everybody gets up and go to work every day for more money and more financial success.
Sure.
Well, we teach about money and financial success. So that's a huge market. I mean, just think about just one aspect of our business.
Mm-hmm.
How many people in America need to change their W-4, pick up an extra, let's just say it's $400 a month, $417 a month, that's $5,000 a year.
Yeah.
Okay? So if you could just teach people, okay, to change their W-4, get $5,000 a year, and drop that into their retirement account.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they got, 8% on the retirement, they got the $5,000 plus the interest. But if they're making 80, now the government said they're making 75.
Wow.
So if they're in the 25% tax bracket, that saved them $1,250 on taxes.
Mm.
So literally, they turned that knowledge into $5,000 plus interest in their investment account when they had 0, and $1,250 of cash in their hand.
Wow.
And that costs how much?
Wow.
So how many people need to know that? 68 million people with bad credit. They can't buy investment properties.
Mm-hmm.
They pay too much when they try to buy things for personal consumption, cars,
Exactly.
etc.
Right.
Can't get certain jobs.
That's true.
So my whole idea is that the government's not going to help and empower the people in this country to attain personal financial success. Corporate America is not going to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not.
We have to do it for ourselves. And we can't do it if we don't know how it works.
Wow.
I'm a Christian man,
Yeah.
grew up in the church, and God said He created the whole world through wisdom and understanding. Wisdom and understanding is just detailed knowledge on any topic.
Mm-hmm.
So in my econ, we help you gain detailed knowledge on finance and money.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so wrapping up, how much does it cost for somebody that's just watching this for the first time, just doing a little research on my econ and has no idea about my econ? How much does it cost to get started with my econ, and how much is the overhead?
Okay? A person gets started in my econ for $34.95. Then 30 days after that, they continue to pay $34.95. That's for the membership, all those strategies I talked about. Okay? And we always say the best way to get started in my econ is to pay $47.90 one time, and then the $34.95, because what that extra $12, that one time extra $12.95 gives them, it gives them a mall, and then when they use the mall, they get rebates. But when other people use it, they also get commissions.
Wow.
And so that adds to it. That way they don't have to worry about constantly trying to be a stressed out retailer. What we teach our associates to do is talk about financial strategies, teach financial strategies. But when you have people that's listening to the strategies, if they're going to buy an airline ticket, then it just makes sense to buy it from themselves, right?
Right.
If you're going to book a hotel room, then book it from yourself. And so we like to move product through our system. Our company is based on product movement, but we like to move it through the system naturally rather than trying to turn everyday people into professional salespeople.
Gotcha. Okay, so one of your reps asked, what would you suggest the first week in business for somebody? They're coming in the first week in business. What do you suggest they do first? Do you suggest that they switch their W-4, or do you suggest that they start learning how to build the business? What do you
I suggest that
first week.
when a person first coming out business, we tell them, we actually have a quick start program. We tell them to, let's go and let's see if we can improve your finances so we can create a promo. Because if you really attract people, then what we got to do is make you more attractable.
Yeah. Right.
So the first thing we do is we change your W-4 and show and see if you can get some extra cash, and then show you how to start investing and eliminating debt with that. Okay, so now you're creating a promo, or what some people would call a testimony. And then the next thing we say is, okay, let's go in and set up your cash flow manager, start keeping all of your tax records. Okay, your entry fee, your mileage, and your cell phone, all these other things, because you want to max tax deductions. Okay, then let's take a look at your credit score. If it's not what it needs to be, then let's start watching videos. So we spend the first week helping you improve your finances.
Gotcha.
Now, once you become more tractable, now you have something to market.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, you got any more questions, Bill?
Wrap up asking this one question. I'm really curious, Mr. Ivey, what does success look like for you? When you wake up in the morning, what does success look like for you, and how is it attainable and measurable?
Well, for me personally, success has always been about freedom. I wanted to be able to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it and have some fun.
Yeah.
My mom, she passed last April, but success for me was always to be able to provide for her, because we grew up very poor. So I was able to do that. She had a wonderful life from 65 on, and so that was very important to me. But just being able to go to great resorts and have fun while everybody else is working, you go to the weekend. Just enjoy your life.
Yeah.
And my wife and I, Rachel, that's what we do. We have fun. Wow. So I'm not a real glamorous type of person, but I do use our money for us to have fun and to have freedom. And so it's all about freedom with me.
Wow.
So success, pretty much to sum that up, success is freedom.
So success is freedom, just to be able to do what you want to do when you want to do it, have some fun.
Well, I want to thank you,
It's been my pleasure.
Stokes.
Yes, sir. It's been my pleasure.
For everybody that might want more info on MyEcon and might want to get started on MyEcon, tell them how to get started and get in contact.
Okay, and before I do that, I just want to also just compliment both of you young men. I tell you, it's always amazing and exciting to me when I see young adults, out changing the world. Because young people always change the world. Old people manage the world. Well, young people change the world. So I just want to compliment both of you. You're doing a great job, and thank you for inviting me to be here today. And hey, if you want more information, you want to learn more about what we talked about today, and there's much, much more, just text me at 555-888. Okay? Thank you very much.
What keyword do they text?
And just text Ivey to 555-888. Okay?
All right. It's I-V-E-Y.
I-V-E-Y.
There you go.
All right.
Next time.
Thank you.
All right.